greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated before the space got saturated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. Make the haters aggravated, get the spaceship activated. XRP the greatest digital asset ever created. I'm so glad I accumulated.
What's goody, everybody? What's goody? Welcome back to the channel where you get your XRP and your crypto news. So I want to just get straight into this thing. This is David Schwartz talking about XRP, of course. And considering that the market cap of only $20 billion, CTF has the potential to jump from 87 cents to $748.50 per coin. But this is pretty much David Schwartz talking a little bit more about CTF tokens. Let's see this here.
It's the broader XRP ledger ecosystem driving more use cases and opportunities for developers. While XRP is the native currency on the ledger, it was built to support any type of asset, crypto or fiat, issued to trade on the DEX. Bringing more credible assets on the DEX, like RLUSD, drives direct and indirect benefits. For example, it drives more trading volume, which natively uses XRP as a bridge asset through auto-bridging and generally benefits users, developers, and apps. A unique feature of the XRPL DEX is that auto-bridging utilizes XRP as the native currency to facilitate trades between any two assets on the ledger. It automatically considers XRP as an intermediary to find the most efficient trading route across assets. RLUSD and XRP will complement each other because of the inherent differences of the cryptocurrencies. For Ripple's proprietary payment products, XRP will continue to be used as a bridge currency. Given the XRPL's speed, cost, and scalability, we see RLUSD being able to foster the growth of new on-chain applications like real-world asset tokenization, foreign exchange markets, and trade settlement. We're entering a growing market expected to see significant expansion, especially with stablecoins. Builders will certainly take advantage of the new opportunities presented by this ecosystem. It's the broader XRP ledger ecosystem.
So that's David Schwartz. This is, I wanted to show you guys this. Has anybody ever seen the movie I, Robot? Just drop it in the comments. Let me know if you ever seen it. But I've always knew back when I, Robot, the movie came out, that it was something very, very, I guess, revolutionary. No one ever seen it before. I was very surprised when I seen the actual movie. But now, as years has, passed, and we are seeing Elon and these robots, they always put things in the media. For anything that you see on TV, they've already thought about it. This is something that they just pushing for us to now see. And, yeah, like, what are your thoughts? Because, even the robots, they have, like, the flying cars, so just name other things that's innovative that you've seen on television, and that now is transpiring. Because I know for a fact I'm not the only one that's out here seeing this. It's tons of things that I could name, but I can't think of it all right now in one setting. But 2021, Elon Musk had an event where the robot pretty much is dancing. Obviously, this is a fake robot, but it's an actual person. But they had an idea of what they wanted. This 2022, and then now 2025, they have the Tesla robots that's like literally human beings. And how this is going to affect the job market, how this is going to affect you and me, and how things are just even made and created in the world, around the world. It's sick. Kim Kardashian even have a robot promoting it. So it's out here. It's out here. I also wanted to show you guys this. Managing over $1.62 trillion. The Bank of America CEO just said that they will launch a stablecoin once it's legal. And I've already talked about stablecoins. The amount of capital will disrupt all of crypto, but only a few networks will capture most of the value. And listen to this.
Which is currency. It's pretty clear there's going to be a stable coin, which is going to be a fully dollar-backed, type of thing, which is no different than a money market fund with check access. Is no different than a bank account, really. And so, if they make that legal, we'll go into that business. So you'll have a Bank of America coin and a U.S. dollar deposit, and we'll be able to move them back and forth because Now it hasn't been legal for us to do it, but it's just then like another foreign currency. The question of what it's useful for is going to be interesting.
Currency.
It's pretty clear there's going to be a stable coin.
It's pretty clear. This is the CEO of Bank of America. It's pretty clear it's going to be a stable coin. All right, the market is always fluctuating, yet people are more willing to throw their money into Wall Street casino than into gold and silver, which has held value of thousands of years. All right, so listen to her really quick. She makes great points. And, yeah, I've listened to her all the time. I think this is Zhang. I believe her last name is Zhang. Listen to her really quick about the fluctuation of the stock market.
One day it's up and one day it's down. What is going on with the stock market?
Well, lots of schizophrenia, because obviously one day there's tariffs, the next day there's not. One day the interest rates are higher, next day they're lower. What is really going on is an awful lot of uncertainty and confusion. And a confused mind says no. So people are hesitant to put money in there, where for many years it was buy the dip, buy the dip. I don't know that this is the dip buying yet.
So why are people so easy to fall into the uncertainty and risk of investing into stocks but not in gold?
Interesting. Because it's been trained out of us. They don't want people to hold physical gold in their possession because it's the only financial asset that runs no counterparty risk, meaning that it makes it much harder to steal from you and to take your wealth away. Stocks are easy. They're intangible. You don't hold them, and frankly, you really don't own them. So you've got to hold it, to own it, and this is the time to get to safety, and that is physical gold and physical silver in your possession.
That will do it. I've spoken about gold and spoken about silver, guys. I can show you again on the platform where you can go to buy physical gold and physical silver, because if you don't hold it, you do not own it. Now, this is apmex.com, and you can see 1 bar of gold, 1 ounce bar of gold is $3,237. I've spoken about gold since it was at $1,620 something on this particular YouTube channel. So I'm telling you to say, don't just buy cryptocurrency. I love cryptocurrency. It is a good, thing to do. We're investing and we see our money go up and goes down, but this is God's money. God's money been around for years, gold and silver. Okay. I'm not saying you should buy a whole bar. If you can't buy a bar, buy silver. It's like $50, something like that. But hey, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to give the info. Also, this is Eric Trump says there is not a single thing that those banks do that can't be done cheaper. Listen up.
Lawfare. And that's what opened my eyes. I mean, I'm a hard asset guy. My entire life has been building real, hotels, golf courses, real estate buildings, right? Commercial buildings, etc. That's what I've done. If there's anybody's eyes who shouldn't have been open to the world of cryptocurrency, it was mine, other than I realized the power that these banks had, and I realized how they were exerting that power, and they were canceling businesses all over our country. It was political. It was forced. They were targeting people that they didn't like. It wasn't fair. And then you realize that there's not a single thing that those banks do that can't be done better, cheaper, more efficiently, faster on blockchain. I mean, why is it that the modern financial system runs, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday? Why is it, Maria, that if you want to go get a loan and you've been banking with a certain bank for 30 years, it would probably take you 100 days to go do it, and you'd be filling out antiquated paper forms? It doesn't make sense, right? And again, that's why I fell in love with crypto. And I truly believe that Bitcoin is one of the greatest stores of value, immediately liquid, an unbelievable hedge against real estate, and something we're really excited about.
Something they're really excited about. All right. Again, I want to bring something back. Again, it says XRP poised to outpace gold as global reserve currency and payment solutions, says newly unveiled expert panel. This was I did this 2-3 years ago. I seen this panel. Listen up really quick on what they're talking about.
Now, SWIFT is essentially the way that you can trade dollars around the world. If you're cut off from SWIFT as a sovereign country, you're cut off from the dollar, and you need to find other ways of doing financing. Now, certainly, places like China now are doing an oil contract in Chinese currency. You've also have all these central banks in emerging markets and in countries that are having difficulties with the U.S. start to buy gold aggressively, and they're getting out of U.S. treasuries. And so what you're seeing here is maybe this dollar standard that replaced the gold standard now slowly start to dissipate as the U.S. starts to look at the dollar as being a weapon. Now this is and I can imagine in the next 5 years, instead of us doing sterling against the dollar or sterling against yen and doing these kinds of transactions, we'll do sterling versus Ripple. And the reason being, dollar right now is a 2-day settlement. With something like Ripple, you could do settlement in seconds. And I think that there's a future there where the guy that's trading spot FX today will be trading spot FX against Ripple in the future, in the next 2 or 3 years. So I think that Ripple has a great future because it's right now supported by all the banks and by all the regulators.
And it has an elastic monetary base, right?
So well, if we take that and you go to the blockchain ledger, if you take that concept that you're discussing, I have no problem with it. I agree with it. But you're talking about money. You're talking about transaction, medium of exchange. There has to be something behind it, and that's where I'm going to pull this conversation back to gold. There has to be some sort of reserve asset.
That will do it. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys with that. I'm not going to make this, extensively long with the video. I just want to make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. I am trying to reach about 5,000 more watch hours. So definitely like and share this video with your friends and your family so you can help me push and get more great content out for you guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.